Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Makakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquath that are listening, learning, being a pillar of rest, the 144th, the 1/3, hopeful elect of Israel, and the brother Yahshua back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. I'm going to keep it real quick today. This update, World War III. Isaiah 13:17, we normally do this. We read, Behold, I would be the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, will stir up the Medes. The Medes are the Russians. Against them. Them is Babylon. Babylon the Great. So we have the Most High stirring up Russia against America. Definitively. All right. And all of America and its cohorts. The EU, NATO, the cast of characters. Anyway, what caught me was the silver and the gold part. Let's see, let's read this in the NLT. Look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribed with gold. All right? And I heard Nate say silver and gold, so I brought that out. And here we have, let's see, U.S. troops, 100% going to Ukraine. See that? Wait a minute, Russian. Are the Russians fighting who? The Ukrainians or the Americans? We just told you. Let's go back. God is stirring up who? The Medes, the Russians against who? Not the Ukrainians, the Americans, right there. And what is Nate coming out to say? U.S. troops are 100% going to Ukraine to fight who? Just like the Bible said. Okay?
Breaking news. This is your pre-weekend gold and silver explode.
It can't be bought. Thought I'd throw that in.
Breaking news. This is your pre-weekend World War III update. Why were gold and silver exploding? Silver, the highest it's been in over a decade. Why did something bad is going to happen this weekend? I don't know, but either way, let's just recap the events of the past week, and we're going to share with you some new breaking news that you likely haven't heard anywhere else, much like the video we did yesterday where we break down the new Latvian government's guide on what to do in case of war. This is a 100-page guide, okay? And I've never read a document that was so in-depth talking about the things that we talk about on this channel. This was written on the basis of the Ukraine war for NATO countries, namely, and first and foremost, the Baltic states, who are likely going to be next on the Russian chopping block. You got to go and check out that video because they're telling us exactly what's about to happen. Now, the breaking news today is a variety of things, but quick recap because we so quickly forget that we just had an assassination attempt and very well still may be successful of a NATO country leader, okay, earlier in the week, and people just forgot about it already. I mean, this is the rapid-fire pace and the desensitization to the news in this post-Vine TikTok brain generation. We forget how close we are to the brink every single day. And I know there's those normalcy Normans out there. No explanation is ever going to suffice. There's that age-old wisdom. What is it? For those who understand, no explanation is necessary. For those who don't, no explanation will ever suffice. And for those people who linger in the comment section, you repressed folks out there, I'm praying for you. I look at you just like Mike Tyson is looking at Jake Paul. And even though Mike Tyson's body might not carry him through that fight, he's looking at Jake Paul and he knows that this is just a joke. Because if Jake Paul was half the man that Mike Tyson was in his prime, he would be calling out Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, those other guys in his prime. So this is all a circus. Jake Paul, Tyson, all of these YouTube beef fights, this is bred in circuses. It's not even about the artistry and the sportsmanship anymore. It's not even about the competition. Even in the gladiator stage of Rome, it was about who is the best at something. It wasn't about let's see this guy fight this guy just because it would be funny. It's a bread and circus distraction, and the ship is sinking. All right, that's why gold and silver are exploding today, and not even a blip in the mainstream media news radar. Let's not forget, we just have had this week tactical nuclear drills being announced by the Russians and the Belarusians. Okay? We have ATACMS deliveries. We have the largest ever attack by Ukraine on Russia 24 hours ago. Barely got any media attention whatsoever. And you know how that attack was facilitated? By a U.S. reconnaissance plane flying in the Black Sea. How we have not gone nuclear yet is besides me. But mark my words, if and when, and not if, but when the conventional weapon stocks start to dwindle, that's when both sides are going to have no choice but to preempt the other side's use of nuclear weapons by doing so themselves. And that's what the two tactical nuclear weapon drills are for. We have China in Q1, a record sell-off of U.S. treasuries. China is dumping the dollar at a record pace. There was concern yesterday, and this is why I often don't do videos that report on this stuff because it gets misrepresented. But there was a Russian notice to airmen off the coast of California. I originally tweeted about it, actually.
No tell.
I guess we're not saying tweeted anymore. We're saying X'd. I X'd about it yesterday, and I think I was one of the first people to X about that. And essentially, it was as such that the Russians issued a notice to airmen off the coast of California because there was going to be a rocket firing exercise or something to that extent. People interpreted this as being a live fire exercise off the coast of California. Still, in international waters, would technically be legal, obviously would be incredibly provocative in the current geopolitical climate. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. In fact, it was something to do with launching a rocket into space, and that notice to airmen, of course, was to do with a rocket falling back into that zone. So it's still very concerning in light of all the rhetoric about Russian using space-based nuclear weapon systems and having that strategic alliance with the Chinese around space-based nuclear weaponry or space-based nuclear power, but regardless, still concerning. All of this stuff it's just the wedge between East and West this week has grown by 100 miles, okay? Russia has nationalized or is in the process of fully nationalizing their military industry. They are going full-blown war mobilization, and we should be thankful for that they are trying to mass manufacture enough conventional weaponry so they don't have to go nuclear. But it's only a matter of time before the Karaganov Doctrine is essentially put into practice, and that is the escalate to de-escalate strategy where you utilize a nuclear weapon in a tactical theater application in order to dissuade your adversary from proceeding further. Unfortunately, all it's going to lead to is the normalization of tactical nuclear weapons, which eventually will run us up the strategic nuclear ladder. But something people need to remember, it's going to be a shocker. It's going to be panic-inducing when the first tactical nuclear weapon is used, and it will be used. We will see the use of tactical nuclear weapons in this war. Mark my words.
Not only tactical, but full metal jacket, ICBM, mutually assured destruction end. Okay? Sorry, but that's what it is. So, that's enough for today. Good job, Nate. Go back and watch the rest of this. It's 53 minutes. We watched 6, right? Let's get to the missiles. The part about the burning and fuel of fire. Let's just go here. Melt. How do you melt with fervent heat? With fervent Day of the Lord. Here's what's going to happen. Tactical nukes ain't going to do this. This is ICBM. 2 Peter 3 and 10. But and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's those ICBMs all going off at the same time. 200 million. So, tactical, maybe now, but in the end, mad, mutually assured destruction. With that, we hope that the elect are edified, you brothers and sisters. Shalom.